No one's having kids. Do you know how hard you need to abuse a mammal to make them not have children?
I don't think anyone's coming to save us. We've got to save ourselves, and people are waking up.
I have got the stats here. MedSafe had received over 20,000 reports of serious adverse events, and MedSafe themselves acknowledge they have a reporting rate of no more than 5% of actual events ever reported to them. So these people were there and they were in the health forum, but because of the messaging, the greater community did not believe they were real, and they were dubbed anti-vaxxers. The ultimate irony when you've taken a vaccine and be injured, to be dubbed an anti-vaxxer, and conspiracy theorists.
To change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process.
Could I just ask you, as a reporter, do you think we should do a story on the excess deaths here in New Zealand in our mainstream? This is a major, major genocide. There are excess New Zealanders dying because the poison has hurt them. Would you mind advocating for Radio New Zealand to do a really deep dive and expose on the excess deaths in New Zealand? What's your response?
Well, I'm going back to Māori News next week, so I won't be doing anything around this.
Your people, the tangata whenua, are the most affected. They really, really focused on your people. I have a dear Māori friend who broke down saying he's been to 60 funerals in the last 18 months. So this is your brother, your Māori brother. And he said the excess deaths are horrendous. Wouldn't you like to know what is really going on about the jabs? Why are you not concerned as a journalist to find out? And they're all Māori families. There are children dying. Your young Māori future generations are hurt. For your people, for us, for all Kiwis.
Hannah, the information you and your peers know is not reaching our town. Our town is the most important because the lie that led to us all being poisoned started in Te Kuiti. A fictitious people swapped fictitious rights for a fictitious medicine that will kill us all. Te Kuiti needs to know that every flu death was directly linked to the injections. So when Catherine, the councils or Te Nihi Nui were paid to say 2,000 flu outbreaks, it was really 2,000 injection injuries because there was no flu, only a domestic bioweapon. The flu-like reactions my son is currently struggling with is his body reacting to graphene. Barry Young told us that over 30% of people who took the shit had already died by 2023. My town needs to know that. Hundreds of thousands of injuries and deaths were reported to MedSafe and the government. Mass dead within the first 21 days of the injection within the first year. Catherine needs to know that one health expert alone in those fucking tents had killed over 25% of the people she had jabbed in the first year. Only Rory Ngan made our relief-funded media. They lied and called Rory's heart attack rare. If you can show Catherine she was wrong, Hannah. Catherine can educate her husband, Edie. Edie can take your information, Hannah, to John, the mayor. Then the councils can sit down with Te Nihi Nui and they can null and void all relief-funded operations in New Zealand. The work Counterspin, New Zealand Loyal and New Zealand Outdoors Party do does not get shared in Te Kuiti. No one is told that Dr. David Martin proved it was a slow-release domestic bioweapon. But it was Te Kuiti, land, air and water rights used as collateral by the government that got the poison here in the first place. People are dying because no one is telling our leaders the truth. Just like Whata Wanakore and Tikitane, our leaders are being heavily paid to lie. No one will tell my kids the truth, Hannah. Our kids are in a domestic genocide. They will die from graphene. Please physically tell my kids' mums and Te Kuiti the truth. The domestic bioweapons sterilising and murdering our kids is more important than anything we see on the news. Our local media lies and tells us there is a flu variant. There isn't. Cancer, climate problems and COVID are man-made in New Zealand. My kids need to know that, Catherine and Hannah. New Zealand is in a mass genocide using a slow-release domestic bioweapon. Councils and Māori trust boards were used to exchange land, air and water rights as collateral to receive the domestic bioweapon. Dr. Matt Shelton's information needs to be shared with our town's leaders. Our kids are slowly drowning from the inside from graphene. Our bodies are creating mucus to fight the graphene bioweapon. That mucus is building up in our lungs. This is why we hear children coughing winter and summer now. Graphene builds up in their arteries and veins, leading to record numbers of heart attacks, blood clots, cancers, kidney failures and lung infections. Record graphene-induced deaths supported by our relief-funded politicians, councils, government, Māori trust boards, police, teachers and health experts like Catherine. Catherine can save our kids from extermination. She just needs to be told the truth, Hannah. When Sue Gray tells us about the bioweapon destroying our families, but then goes to save whales instead of coming to Te Kuiti, it makes her look like she works for the investors. Liz and Sue need to tell Catherine why the government kidnapped this baby and poisoned it with graphene. Dr. Tracy Livingston won't give injections to her kids, but won't risk her job to make sure my kids don't have them. Instead of saving our poisoned kids, you are talking about Russian propaganda. We are under propaganda so bad here in New Zealand, our leaders and heroes poisoned us to death. Parents poison their own kids to death, but we can't even get these kids real water. We all live in poison air, sprayed daily. Our climate experts are rewarded for not understanding that zero emissions means zero babies. If you want to know about propaganda, please watch Yuri, the ex-KGB agent. Yuri explains how our friends and family were talked into poisoning their kids to death while feeling great about themselves. We will all die from graphene. News about foreign drama will only lessen the chances to save our kids, Hannah. Please find a way to fight for your son in Te Kuiti, Hannah. We can save the world, we just need to know the truth. There was no flu variants, just a domestic bioweapon. And just like the sulfur dioxide and aluminium spraying, it makes our kids sick. Cancer-causing petroleum-based plastic food and medicine, now laced with graphene, is culling our kids out of existence. Like Yuri says, they have been giving us propaganda for decades. It will take years for our leaders like Catherine, Edie, Keith, Whata, Tiki, Ara and John to understand they poisoned us all to death. But they did, they have. Graphene does not go away chasing propaganda pushed by foreign investors. Please call our leaders in the real world and educate them on how to fight back, Hannah. I don't want my son to die like his cousin while all the adults play denial. Our friends and family killed us for relief funding. Please help stop it, Hannah and Catherine. Our kids are going to choke to death while our leaders get paid. The people telling the truth in Te Kuiti are being ignored or humiliated, abused by brainwashed kiddie fiddlers sponsored by the system. Exactly like Yuri predicted. You have to contact Te Kuiti in the real world and educate our leaders on what has happened. They are not heroes. They are relief-funded child-abusing murderers. No different to the Nazi our ancestors fought. They should be shot. Instead, relief funding pats them on the back and protects them in court. Please watch Yuri, Hannah, and concentrate on educating a few people who can help over thousands of people and the algorithm bots who can't. Please only fight against the domestic bioweapon that is killing us. Right here in New Zealand. My kids don't deserve to be sterilised. My kids don't deserve to be taken over by graphene nanotechnology, making them slaves to a supercomputer. Because our media lies in Te Kuiti. We are killing our own family trees for religions, cultures, languages and beliefs given by foreign investors. We are Roman and Greek slaves brought to the South Pacific and renamed Māori and Pākehā. Māori come from Mauritania, which was run by both Greeks and Romans. Everything Scottish, including the name Scottish, is Greek. They are poisoning all cultures in New Zealand, fictitious or real. Everything we know comes from our oppressors and not our ancestors. I told the truth about graphene and the current Māori genocide in Te Kuiti. Our indigenous experts don't even know they are Mauritanian and Peru slaves from the Roman Empire brought here to genocide themselves. Our climate experts don't know that zero emissions means zero babies. Our people have been raised with so much propaganda, they think voting nothing will stop a bioweapon that is already in us. Our kids are all going to die from graphene while our doctors are paid to lie. While our media, councils and government Māori trust boards encourage our kids to poison themselves to death. Brainwashed by fictitious languages, religions, beliefs and values that has led our country into murdering itself. In Te Kuiti we can save the world because that is where the lie about Māori and Pākehā began. The whole lie of Māori being tangata whenua and the Te Kooti Māori Land Tribunal started in Te Kuiti only 150 years ago. The lie about English farmers in Australia and New Zealand is only the same age. We are all blood related, culling our own kids out of existence for oppressors we will never know. Our Te Kuiti leaders need to shut down Te Kuiti and start supplying real air, land and water rights to the last dregs of our family trees. We cannot deliver real oxygen, water, food, education or medicine to our kids, but we have learnt 100 different names for the domestic bioweapons. We have done no research that wasn't spoon-fed to us by our corrupt system and relief funding. We can save our kids, Catherine. It just takes you listening to the truth, not the TV. Please help Hannah, Catherine. Hannah, please get in contact with Catherine. My kids have been sick and at risk of dying like their cousin Anne Rory Ngan for 6 years, while our leaders are paid relief funding to lie about it. The only way to save our combined family trees is to stop this system and start our own Te Kuiti shutdown.
Too smart, doesn't care. Come on, Jonathan.